people continue to join. We appreciate you taking some time out of your week to meet with NASW. All right, Sam, if you could keep a watch out or on the admissions as well. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope that we find you well on maybe this rainy Thursday, but in good spirits nonetheless. My name is Amelia. I am a representative from the New York State chapter of NASW, and we are having one of our monthly meetings today to give you some updates on the New York State chapter, have conversations about what you're looking for us to be doing, and talk a little bit about how you can have your voice and your vision enacted through our divisions. So I'm gonna just kick it off. First, actually, I'll hand it over to our Executive Director, Sam Fletcher.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Like Amelia said, I'm Sam Fletcher. Michael, I'm going to go ahead and have you just introduce yourself so people know who you are, and you can jump in at any time.
Thank you. Just to welcome, I'm Michael Capiello. I'm the incoming president of the New York State chapter of the National Association of Social Workers, and I'm from the Westchester County Division, so I'll talk a little bit about that a little later. Welcome.
Thank you, Michael. So we want to go over our anti-racism plan and where we're at on that and what's coming up, just so you're aware. So we start with our free anti-racist continuing education series next week on September 2nd. So our first training is going to be microaggressions, death by 1,000 cuts. This is going to be by Carrie Tabag. She's a PhD candidate, and this is what her research is on, her dissertation research is on. So that starts next week, 2.5 credits free for you. So I hope you're able to join us and get those credits and learn about microaggressions. Okay, so the next thing, oh, this is just a list of all the things we're doing. So
I can go to the actual events.
Yes, go to those, and then I can talk about them in order. So we have scheduled our next Racial Justice Forum. We had our first one in June. The purpose of these are really for the participants to engage in self-reflection, and it also provides training on how to have difficult conversations, specifically around race. So the way this is, the way we organize this is we have co-facilitators and we break out into small groups. There's one co-facilitator who is white and one who is BIPOC, which means Black, Indigenous, or person of color. And the co-facilitators really just facilitated different questions in a mixed race group. So for September 3rd at 6, we're going to be focusing on white privilege. We may get to allyship, but we tend to usually just hit one thing, and the talk is so robust that we don't normally get into the second part. So we'll definitely be talking about white privilege. We're looking very forward to this. We have over 260 people signed up. We do not record these because the purpose is that self-reflection. So like we want to be able to talk honestly about our thoughts and our biases, and we just don't want that recorded. We want everyone to feel very comfortable to talk about those things so that we can start to change together and grow together and heal together. So that's September 3rd. We definitely want you to sign up for that. And then what's our next one? So this is a time to act. This is led by our policy coordinator, Evelyn Williams, and she has done 3 of these sessions so far. We were able to record the second and the third sessions, which you can view now. Unfortunately, we had just purchased Zoom at the first session. We didn't know how to record, which is unfortunate because it was very powerful. So the purpose of A Time to Act is really to look at policies. So Evelyn started this initiative with talking about racism, the history of racism in the United States, and why we have racist system and structures and how those came to be. So that was really the focus of the first 3. The next one on September 21st at 6:30 is when the work starts. So this is when she's going to be asking the participants, like, what area do you want to focus on? Like, do you want to look at schools? Do you want to look at the medical, like the medical profession? Do you want to look at our criminal justice system? Like, what area do you want to look at? And she's going to start to divide people into work groups so that we can start to do the research and the work on policies in those areas. So that's the purpose of that one. Join us on September 21st. Evelyn's always a joy to listen to. And then revolutionizing the profession. This is the last initiative we added to our anti-racism program. We have our next session tonight at 6 o'clock. So we had an initial town hall maybe 2 weeks ago now. It was extremely powerful. That first town hall really focused on acknowledging the racism that has historically existed in social work and that currently exists in social work. Because if we don't acknowledge it exists, we can't change it. So we really started with that, acknowledging the racism. Tonight, the work starts. So Alex, I saw you sign in. If you want to say hi to everyone.
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Alex is going to co-facilitate this with Cecily, and they've been meeting about this. They worked with Amelia and I in setting up the structure for this, and it was actually Alex and Cecily's idea to start with NASW New York State. They said, if we're going to be asking people to change and make changes in their organizations or in their schools of social work, we have to do it in our house first. And I couldn't agree more. So thank you, Alex, yourself, so they can see you as a preview for tonight. So that's tonight, and we're going to be setting goals for our chapter to ensure that we have an equitable chapter. So I hope you join us. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what your experiences have been, and we want you to help be the change that you're going to see in the chapter. And we're going to the next one. Okay, and now I'm going to hand it back over to Amelia.
All right. The next two things that we want to highlight are from our Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative. We had a great program last night, actually, that Natalie Turner, who's on the call with us, presented in. We had, I believe, almost 400 social workers on that call to get some free CE credits through Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative. That grant is funded by the legislature, and primarily it's been to deliver CEUs to social workers and other mental health clinicians. However, our advisory committee has really upped the ante this year to provide some additional resources. One thing we want to make sure everyone knows about is the One Team listserv, which is, I didn't even think of it this way, Natalie, but kind of a peer support resource for social workers and other mental health clinicians to access for free through our grant. Whether you're an NASW member or not, this is for all medical health clinicians. And it's moderated by our advisory committee members, specifically also Alyssa Gibbons, and a group of people who are not only clinicians and clinicians who work with veterans, but also veterans themselves. So we really want to have anyone who's interested in getting these resources or sharing knowledge with other social workers who work with veterans to know about this. It is free, and we'd love to have you as a part of our team. We also want to announce our 2 upcoming panels through the Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative. While these do not give CE credit, it really helps to deliver one of the main focuses of the Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative, which is creating cultural humility and cultural competency around the issues of veterans and our military service members. So this program, these 2 panels are going to talk about the diverse meanings and experiences that veterans and service members had around the date and the events of September 11th, whether it was what motivated them to serve their country, whether they were currently deployed. We have some people who were first responders during September 11th, or they were already veterans and reflecting on the service that they had done. We would love for you to join us in hearing their voices and hearing their experiences. And that will take place twice, on September 10th and September 14th from 12 to 1:30. This is also free. for anyone, for social workers, any medical, mental health clinician or member of the public. So we would love for you to be able to join us for either of these presentations. These both will be recorded, as well as all panels that we'll be doing with this training initiative are recorded, and they will be accessible on our Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative webpage. All right, so next we're going to jump into what we're focusing on today, which is our divisions, how you can create an exact change within our divisions and what exactly they are. So if you know or not, when you become a member of NASW, when you get that membership, you become a member of your national office, your home chapter, and then also a division. So if you're on this call, you are likely a national member, also a member of the New York State chapter, and then we are divided into 10 different divisions. The New York State chapter covers all of New York State outside of the 5 boroughs. So these are our 10 divisions, really ranging in, geography and size. We have a division representative from each of these divisions. We're going to talk a little bit about that structure. So at one time, we had restructured to have 5 regional reps, each covering 2 of our divisions on our board of directors. The decision was made last year to transition back to 10 division directors, each representing one of the divisions on our board of directors. We think this is really important because it ensures more direct communication between division and chapter. It ensures that you are having direct representation from the voices and the committee members who are involved and engaged at the division level on our board of directors. And our division members and our leaders are really the social workers who are out there doing the work. We need to hear from social workers directly about what's going on in each of these communities, the culture of social work in each of these divisions. And we think that this is the best way for us to come closer to that goal of ensuring that all of our divisions are represented. The physical representation, but we're also going to continue to improve that. So I'm going to introduce a few of our representatives, some of which are here with us today and some are not. In Region 2, which covers Central and Southern Tier, we have Randy Stetson. In Region 5, which is Long Island and Nassau and Suffolk, we have Afsha Malik. In Hudson Valley, our division director is Laura Eastman Follis, who went from division chair last year now to a division director. We also have Kat Procknell, who has gone from being a Western division chair to now her 2nd year as a Western division director. We have Natalie, who is with us, and you'll be meeting from the Northeast. Emily, who is with us, and you'll be meeting from the Westchester division. Alexandra, who is newly appointed Suffolk division chair, who is with us as well. Jessica Mitchell, who is our newly appointed Nassau chair. And with that, I'm actually going to hand it over to the division directors and chairs themselves to talk a little bit about what they're doing in their divisions currently, what they hope to achieve, and how you can get involved within your areas. Sorry, I think I was muted. I'm going to hand it over to Jessica and Alexandra for our Long Island region.
Awesome, thank you. Hi, I'm Alexandra St. Laurent. I am the Suffolk division chair of NASW, and my wonderful counterpart for Nassau County is Jessica, and I will let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Jessica, so I'm the Nassau County Division Director. So Alex and I actually just started this month, I think. So we're working right now to schedule our first meeting for September, to try to get more people from Long Island involved in NASW. Do you want to talk about some of the stuff we're planning on doing, Alex?
Sure. We had talked about engaging NASW members in the importance of voting and trying to organize some sort of event of some sort to register more folks to vote and explain to them why they need to get out and cast their ballots in November. Not only this election cycle, but every election cycle. But we're also trying to have a conversation with the members at the meeting to see what they are specifically passionate about, so it can be a division-wide effort.
And Jessica and Alex, if you would just introduce yourselves a little bit, let the members know where you're from, maybe what your current position is, where they might know you from.
So my name's Jessica. I'm an adjunct professor at Stony Brook, and I teach classes on policy and campaigns. That is my work history, is working in government for elected officials, on political campaigns. I also supervise interns who are social work interns who are interning for elected officials or on political campaigns this year too. And I am a PhD student at Wurzweiler School of Social Work in Manhattan right now.
I am a recent graduate of Stony Brook University as a master's in social work program. I actually was a student of Jessica's in her campaign school class. I am currently working with social work students in a coalition that is based out of Long Island called New York Social Action. We are working to initiate policy change in the effort in hopes of achieving equitable opportunities for all marginalized populations. I am part of the PACE committee with NASW. I am the newly elected treasurer of the PACE committee. I am on the AGR committee, and I'm here. I'm facilitating tonight's discussion.
And Alex is going to run for office next year too. She's going to run for library board because she took campaign school, so now she has to.
Okay.
One of the prerequisites to rolling in the class.
And I also want to let everyone know that Jessica and Alex will be hosting a chapter chat with the chapter on the 9th of September at 6 o'clock. And the topic is voting. Claire was saying that she's working on, issues at her school on voting at NYU. So she definitely wants to hear what you have to say. And we're also getting ready to launch a lot of information on voting, and it all came from Jessica. So she has sent us so many resources. So we're going to have interns starting next week. We're going to start getting that out on our social media and through emails to our members. So keep an eye out on that. These two ladies know all things voting and are leading the chapter in those initiatives. So thank you for that.
Yes, make your clients vote and your students. It's so important.
Yourselves.
And well, I just assume that you're voting. That just went without saying.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. We will get out the first meeting date to our Long Island members. I believe by the end of the day today. We had to postpone our first meeting, but we have a new date set. We'll get that out to you as soon as possible. And we look forward to seeing what's going to come out of Long Island, because they are already starting a lot of good trouble with us, and we love to see it. So thank you too for your leadership. We appreciate it, and we're really excited about all the energy coming out of Long Island. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to Natalie next.
Hi everyone, I'm Natalie Turner. I'm the Division Director for the Northeast region. Just a little bit about me. Currently, I live and am employed in Albany, New York. I'm a social worker at the Center for Excellence for Alzheimer's Disease at Albany Med. So it's a specialty outpatient neurology clinic. So I do both work with families, care planning, resource connection, case management, that kind of thing, and then a lot of outreach training and education related to aging, dementia, caregiving, family dynamics, those sorts of things. So that's what I do in my day job. As the division director, I started, I think July 1st was our first date. I've been lucky enough to have had 2 steering committees so far. I'm already so attached to my steering committee group. I love them, they're phenomenal. They have great ideas. I love working with them, a ton of energy. And I invite anyone, if you are part of the Northeast Division, feel free to come to our meeting. I have the next date, but I'll have to look at it. I forget it already. But some of the stuff we've been doing, first is our social work employer survey that just went out. So one of the first things I had heard from our steering committee is they wanted more of a presence, more kind of a bigger footprint of NASW, New York State, especially in the Northeast Division, especially in that North Country. We wanted to make some more noise, get social workers knowing about us and all the great things that, you know, Sam and Amelia and everyone here is providing. So to do that, we created just a short survey, 3 questions to figure out what are the big social work employers throughout our division, especially, you know, up north. I don't live there, so I'm not as familiar with, so getting as much information up there as I can, and then hopefully we'll start reaching out to them, getting more social workers to know what we do and to be a part of this and to bring more ideas and things like that. So that was something that's very important to the committee, and that's what we've started doing. The other thing that we're in the very beginning stages of planning is we're going to attempt to do something on rural social work, maybe a panel. So that is something that we don't have speakers yet, but it's something that we're looking to do. So we're excited about that as well. So those are just 2 things that are coming up, hopefully.
Thank you so much, Natalie. And we're really excited about Northeast as well. The chapter is located in Albany, which is in the Northeast Division. But for some time, our Northeast Division has, you know, kind of gained a little bit of energy and then dropped down. We haven't had a steering committee for quite some years. So thank you so much, Natalie, for your leadership. We're glad to see some momentum and some regular meetings. And I think this is really exciting to hear about engaging our Northeast, particularly up in the North Country. I know we have some great members up there who are also excited to get involved. So I appreciate your leadership with them. All right, next I'm gonna hand it over to Emily, who is our Westchester Division Director.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Emily Murphy. I am really excited to be the NASW Westchester Director. I'm a full-time professor at Mercy College in their Bachelor's in Social Work program. I also am the internship coordinator for Mercy College. I also direct the Center for Criminal and Social Justice at Mercy. And I think Jessica mentioned that she's in her PhD program at Wurzweiler. I am as well. So we should definitely connect. I'm also a member of the AGR committee for NASW. And our first steering committee meeting for Westchester is going to be September 21st. One of my first goals was to kind of figure out what do people want to focus on in Westchester County. So we actually sent a survey out, and once we have a better sense of the areas of the biggest concern for Westchester, then I think we can really start to hammer away at what we want to achieve as a county. A couple of things that I know I'm focusing on at Mercy, which I'm hoping to do in collaboration with NASW, is we are also focusing on anti-racism workshops, anti-racism in social work practice and education. We're also focusing on how COVID-19 has impacted college students. That's a really big, since I'm at a college, a lot of my students have been impacted personally, whether they've been sick or they've lost jobs or their families have been impacted. So those are some things that I'm starting to focus on. And another big thing that I really want to focus on is voter registration and making sure that, especially for college kids, that they are registered to vote, that they don't not vote, because this year is so important. So that's kind of where I'm starting, and I'm eager to look at the surveys that have been completed and to have our first steering committee meeting. So I'm excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to starting to work. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Emily. We do have a question. What time is your meeting on the 21st?
Sorry, it's at 7. And
Oh,
it's
7.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone asked if that would conflict with our anti-racism work group. So that work group is at 6. So you'd be able to go to the first hour of the work group, and then you could go to Emily's meeting at 7. And then we'll tape the work group. So if you miss part of that, we'll send out the recording for that. So that was a good question. And Michael, did you want to say anything about Westchester Division?
Just that I'm very excited about the new leadership that's coming in, and I do have to shout out to Kathy Bookless, who asked that really good question, who was one of my mentors back when I was doing my training in early years of being a psychiatric social worker. So it's great to see familiar people on the call, and we're excited about the revitalization of each of the divisions across the state.
You're on mute, Amelia. You're still on mute.
Okay. Won't happen again, maybe. I was just going to say that Michael is a past Westchester Division Director as well. So we appreciate having a president who also has the experience of, representing our divisions and knows what it takes to reinvigorate and get members involved at a division level. So that's really awesome.
And I probably should just say, Amelia, I think one of the things during the past year, our membership has probably seen a lot of changes within the organization. And one of the things that's been exciting, because Amelia and I have been working together for several years now, Samantha Fletcher is our new executive director, and you're meeting all of these new emerging leaders within the organization. So over the past year, we've enhanced our continuing education across the state. We made this amazing transformation into Zoom and to go to meetings to offer a robust package of continuing education statewide. And sort of the next phase of our strategic plan was the revitalization of divisions. And so this is just a great opportunity, no matter where you are in this great state of New York, you're getting to see the emerging revitalization of our divisions and really focusing on our local communities across the state.
Yes. That's absolutely true. We kind of need to focus in on our own house and get everything organized and set the foundation. And now we can adequately support all of our divisions and their initiatives. So we're really excited about that. I'm going to next we have 2 division directors who couldn't be on our call today. And I'm just going to plug a few things that they have upcoming. One of those areas is the Western Division, which is led by Kat Procknell. Kat is in her 2nd year with the Western Division. They have a few meetings upcoming. Their community meeting is taking place on Friday, September 4th. It's a meeting to network with other Western members or non-members. It's open to all social workers to discuss potential events, challenges, or opportunities, really what social workers in the Western area would like to see NASW doing, and make any of your ideas or your vision come to a reality. The next thing that they have coming up is the clinical meeting. which is on October 6th. The Western Division has had a long-held clinical group that meets together. This is really to focus on clinical and private practice, find a community of peers, as well as ensure that the private practice lens is represented in the Western Division. So do save that date or register. This is all on the Western Division webpage on our website. The last thing that they have coming up is on October 8th. Which is the Western Division Book Club. This is their second book club that they've done. They started over this summer. The book that they'll be focusing on October 8th is Smoking Cigarettes, Eating Glass, a psychologist's memoir. So we invite you to that. This book discusses themes such as mental health, treatment across time, diagnosis, and the lived experience as a psychologist who has undergone mental health treatment themselves. So we'd love to invite you to attend all of those meetings and events through the Western Division. And again, all the registration and information about these events is available on their webpage. I'm also going to mention for Laura Eastman-Fallis, who is our Hudson Valley Division Director. And they have an upcoming book club taking place on September 14th, which is a Monday at 6 p.m. They will be discussing the book White Fragility. And that registration is also available on their webpage, and we'd love for you to join us. The Hudson Valley Division is also planning a conference for October 30th. We look forward to having registration very soon. That conference is on trauma, resilience, and healthy childhood sexual development. All right. I'm not quite as engaging as they might be about their own divisions, but I'm happy to relay the cool events and information that they have coming up.
And I wanted to take a minute to introduce Shakira Maki. She came on staff with us in February. And if you've noticed that we have some really great programs that we're offering, and that we're offering quite a few more programs than we used to, that is due to Shakira. And she's also now taking over divisions. So Shakira right now is working with Amelia as Amelia trains her to work with divisions. So you'll get to see her face and get to know her. So Shakira, can you introduce yourself to everyone?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Like Sam said, I'm Shakira Maki. I'm the program coordinator for the chapter. I have a lot of experience doing continuing education, but not so much with the division. So Amelia's training me, and it's been really great getting to know all of the division directors and working with them. I'm really excited about the work that they want to do and about the work they've already got going. So, you know, I hope that we can keep this momentum going, and I know we will. I think we've got a lot of great things going on, and it's all really exciting. So I'll be supporting them, and I look forward to you all attending their programs and their events. I know they're putting a lot of hard work into it, so I hope it's very enjoyable for everyone.
Awesome. I do have a question that came in. Thank you, Shakira. Shakira is awesome. We all want to be as cool as Shakira sometimes, I say. So thank you. Thank you, Shakira, for joining us. And we're just so glad to have her on the team. I also wanted to answer some questions that we had coming in. One from Erica. Erica was wondering if there's a division for New York City. So the New York State chapter is actually all of New York State except for the 5 boroughs. So there's a separate New York City chapter if you're looking to get involved in your local community that might be through New York City. However, it's also the interesting part about COVID is that when we were able to meet in person, this was more about creating, in-person communities and social work. And now all of our division activities are open pretty much across the state. We still want to focus on creating those relationships and partnerships within our divisions. However, you're welcome to attend and get engaged and involved with initiatives that you see within any division, anything that speaks to you. We're creating also kind of like groups of, topic areas or practice areas or groups of like-minded individuals. So if there's something that, perks your interest or speaks to what you are doing as a professional or speaks to who you are as a person, we invite you to get involved regardless of your location. We have actually social workers who are attending our stuff from across the world, a lot of people from California. We have a lot of Virginia people getting involved, and Ohio. So wherever you are, we'd love to have your participation. Claire says that they've ran into membership conflicts between New York State and New York City. You can only be a member of one. Okay, so yes, that's true. You can only be a member of one home chapter. Unfortunately, there isn't really a loophole around that. Just because of the structure of the organization and the how large the New York State is, I guess, the differences between New York City and the rest of the state, what social workers and clients needs. The New York State has been divided into 2 chapters. So what we can do is tell you that most of our activities, I would say 99% of our activities, we do have an option for all other chapter members or non-NASW members to attend. Our benefits are directly given to our members as they help us to be able to do everything that we do. They fund all of our membership programming, they fund these initiatives. So priority is for our New York State members. However, we also want to make sure that we're creating avenues for social workers, regardless of membership or regardless of home chapter, to attend and engage in our programming. So we want to make sure that you know that there is a place for you. And if you have any questions, please email us. We'll make sure that we get you connected in a way that you can enjoy all the things that we're doing and get engaged regardless of where your membership is. Thank you as well, Mary, for attending. We're glad that you found this informative, and have a great next meeting. If there's any other questions that people have, if you want to unmute yourself or write a question in, please feel free to. We're really here to have these meetings, to have open conversation, transparency, and dialogue. So if there's any questions you have, please just let us know. All right.
Yes, please feel free to speak up. We very much enjoy speaking with you. We love talking to members. So unmute yourself, introduce yourself, talk to us. We like answering all your questions or just getting to know you.
And if not, the next steps are we're going to upload this, and we're in the midst of creating a web page that's going to house all of our membership meetings. If there's something that you want to see us focus on in an upcoming meeting, whether it's a topic, whether it's a process within NASW that you don't understand, how do our policies get made, how are decisions made in regards to advocacy or in regards to programming, let us know. We'll make sure that we focus in on a topic next time that you guys are all interested in. As we're not having any other questions come in.
I wanted to do a plug. So we recently decided to have a yearly large membership meeting. So we have these every month, but we want to have yearly membership meetings that last all day, so that we can let you know on a larger scale what we're doing and get your feedback. So we've scheduled the first one. I'm actually looking for it because I want to put the information in the link. It's November 14th. That's a Saturday. We decided to go with the Saturday, just hoping that people would have, more of an opportunity to join us. And I cannot find it in our link because, of course, I'm looking for it. So I'm not going to be able to find it while I look for it. But we will be advertising this. I think we're sending out save the date. And this is really an opportunity for members to get to know what we're doing in every area of the chapter, get to know the board of directors, get to know the staff, and provide your input. And I know like our advocacy committee will let you know like what they're working on, and they want your input. They want to hear what you think about the things they're working on, because we want everything in the chapter to be membership led. So that is very important to us. So just keep that in mind. Saturday, November 14th, look for the save the date so you can register. I think we have it scheduled from 9 to 4. So we'll have some morning sessions and some afternoon sessions, and we definitely want you to join us for that.
Awesome. All right, I'm not seeing any more questions, so I just wanted, yes, we will send links out for future meetings. So the email, whatever email it is that you got this meeting information, that's what you're gonna get for the forthcoming information as well. You'll also get any emails about division activities for your division in that same email. So I just wanted to thank everyone for joining us, both our division directors, Michael as president, and all the members who came to today, and anyone who decides to tune in and watch later. We are all colleagues. We are all comrades here. Your voice, your vision is just as important as anyone on this call, any leadership or staff. We really want to make sure that you know that we value you, your membership, and we want this organization to be an organization that you see your future of social work implemented through. So thank you everyone for joining us. Anyone else that wants to say goodbye or sign off?
Michael, are you good?
I'm good. I just want to thank, I need to give particular thanks to all of the chapter staff and all of the volunteers that we have across the state. I think for many of you who have been involved with NASW for many years, this is one of the most exciting times in the 20+ years that I've been volunteering. The collaboration between the staff and our volunteers statewide has just been really remarkable. So just thank you for that. And we're looking forward to a very prosperous year. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. We hope to see you next month, and we hope to see you at our upcoming events.
Yay!
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.